Well, good morning. It is day number 3, and you can probably hear the rain in the background. It started raining about 7:30 this morning, fairly hard, and let up for about a good hour as we were having breakfast. And we were just about to pack up, and it's a good thing we didn't, because it started raining again. And it was only a 50% chance at 9 o'clock. It's 9 right now. Hoping this is the last little bit of rain for the day. We're gonna wait it out. No way we're gonna go out and get wet on purpose when we're in this nice dry tent under this nice dry sleeping bag. So it's one thing if we're out there and we get caught in it, that's a different story. But leaving in the rain, no. I have a policy against that. I will not leave when it's raining. The only exception being if I am just outside of town and I know I'm going into town. If we were close to town, we might just pack up and head in, but we're about a good 18 miles away from Palmerton, so we're just going to hang out here, and if we have to hang out here all day, so be it. Like I've said before, we don't have to be anywhere or do anything, so we can just lay here. It's a great feeling. And we're back. We're just now leaving the campsite. I think the rain is finally out of here. I just heard a small plane go by overhead, so that's a good sign. It was flying pretty low, so that's a pretty good indication that there's clear skies above, I would think. And my feet are a little tender, at least my right foot is. And that's because we have been walking on rocks. Not so bad here. I'll show you, trust me. They're here, but not all of the trail has rocks. There are also areas where you'll go through grassy fields or through the woods that have less rocky areas, so it's all how you look at it. I'm just glad to be out here. Rocks or no rocks, we're gonna have a blast. The trail is just beautiful this morning, and I think it was a good thing we waited till the rain was over, because if we had hiked out earlier and got wet, we would have been stopped somewhere drying our gear out pretty much for the same amount of time that we just laid there in bed nice and dry. I think we made the right choice there, and like I said, we're in absolutely no hurry. And we're not too far from Leroy Smith Shelter, and we may stop in there and take a look. Walking alongside of the power line cut here, and this is just beautiful. I mean, nice flat trail, not very many rocks. There's a nice breeze coming through here. It's shady. Yeah, so far we're loving Pennsylvania. It's good to be back. So this is the side trail to the shelter. Point forward to the spring. Yeah, I don't think so, because it is 16.1 to Lehigh Gap. It would be really cool to get there before the sun went down. I've looked at gut hooks, and there are 3 more springs south of here, so I think that we'll just stop at one of those. Well, I was wrong, completely wrong. There are 3 springs in a row on this Blue Blaze, and there is nothing between here and Lehigh Gap, and if there was, I wouldn't drink it anyway. Contaminated water. So we're gonna go down to the shelter, get as much water as we can possibly carry, drink as much as we can possibly drink, and continue down the trail after that. There's a big old tent site right over here. Plenty of room. Okay, so we have as much water as we can possibly carry, and we're going to just give you a quick look at the shelter here. Not much to it. Seems like it's in pretty good shape. There you have it. Leroy Smith Shelter. Okay, so we're back on the AT, and the reason that water source is so important is there is no drinkable water between here and Lehigh Gap due to the Superfund site that we cross over. Now, what had happened, just a brief history, they had smelted zinc here for years and years and years, and finally it just completely 100% denuded the mountaintop. I mean, it looked like something out of a desert. There was absolutely nothing growing, and when I walked through there in '99, they had just started trying to revegetate it, and they were spraying patches of stuff called Ecolom here and there. So in the middle of this desert wasteland were these little oases. Is that a word? Oases? Anyway, you get the point. Of green and little saplings and green grass and just really lush green vegetation. And we're probably, hopefully, going to make it that far today, and we'll see how it has changed in the last 20 years. I just can't get over how beautiful it is through here. And yet another spot where I'm glad I'm wearing long pants. Look how beautiful this is, though. It's so green after the rain yesterday, or this morning rather. Wow, just incredible. What a nice walk today. Here's some thunder in the background. And earlier it said that there was a possibility of showers around 5 p.m. I haven't looked at the weather lately, but I guess we'll find out. Just check the radar. It's headed this way, so man, I probably should have checked back there at the spring, and I think we may do that. I think we may turn around and go set the tent up at that spring. That's the wise choice right here. There is water there in case we get stuck there for a while. There's smaller trees, such as the ones around us here. So a little bit more protection if there is some lightning. So yeah, wise choice. Go back to the spring, set the tent up and hop in and hope for the best. That was the right decision. We barely got this thing set up in time. Yeah, no point in walking in this. I mean, we're semi-dry. Let's try and keep it that way. Yeah. Darby's pretty dry. He'll dry off just laying there on his blanket, his fleece blanket. So we'll wait it out, take a rest, eat a lot of food, check the radar, and if it doesn't clear out, we may just stay here for the night. We have plenty of food. We can easily make it down to Palmerton tomorrow if we need to. So we'll see what happens. So that was a good little break, and it was the right decision to wait out the storm. Had a little bit of food, a little bit of water, and now we're probably about 9 miles from Lehigh Gap, and we're going to see how far we can go. And this is an absolutely beautiful spot Right off trail too. Well, it's break time. There's a bit of a breeze going, so thought it'd be a good time to break out the tent and dry it out. There's a little bit of sunlight there too. And we're about 6.7 from Palmerton. 6.8, something like that. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Under 7. And who knows, we may end up camping here. I don't know. We're just going to chill for a minute. It's probably pretty easy terrain between here and there. I don't see any problem busting it out the last few hours of daylight, which might be kind of cool actually. But I doubt we're going to actually go into Palmerton tonight. I think we may save that for tomorrow. We need to charge some batteries up and just wrap up a few loose ends. So we may just try and hike on once the tent dries, which won't be long in this breeze. We may hike on and try and get a little bit closer so that in the morning we only have a few miles to go. You know, this is home simply because I don't feel like going any further, and Garvey's not looking so motivated either, so it's another really nice spot. We're getting a little bit of evening sunshine and some breeze to dry everything off, and we can head into Palmerton tomorrow.